And welcome, Smoky Valley basketball fans. This is a new venture tonight, internet-only broadcast that we are going to provide for you because Bethany College is playing on the internet or on the radio tonight, so we can't pick up the radio broadcast over the internet, and we don't normally video broadcast many of the away games. So Mike Rose is joining me tonight, and a little competition with the band, but I think we're going to have a fun night tonight.
Oh yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. This is an exciting adventure, trying to get all this set up over here and over to Hesston and get it going. Yeah, this will be fun though.
You got a lot of stuff here to put together. Maybe at halftime we'll talk a little bit about all the pieces that go into this broadcast, with clock watching the scoreboard and seeing that all the time, and the clock watching the game, and we'll even throw in a comment or two about how the game's going.
Yep. Again, I'll try to keep it clean, and I'll try to not interject too much. So
yeah, we got to be careful. You got to have a good time doing it.
Oh yeah.
We're definitely not a home crowd, but a Viking crowd broadcast. So it'll be fun to bring it to you. The Vikings on the road without a win yet this year, and Hesston, I forgot to look up their record. I think they're undefeated, but they've got a lot of talent on this Hesston team, and so it's going to be a good test for the Vikings. But the Vikings did play well on Friday night, even though they lost against a good Concordia team. So the quality of their play elevated after the first two games. They only scored 20, 21, and 22 points. They came up and scored 45 in a loss. So I'm looking, and Coach is looking for them to see if they can build on that game from Friday night. Yeah,
Hesston is always really tough, but I have been extremely impressed with the way the girls have improved over the past few games. That first game at Abilene was pretty rough, but every game since then they have improved. So this really will be a fun game tonight.
Yeah, it should be. It should be one that's good, and I had a chance to talk with Coach Bella here a little bit ago, so we're going to play that interview for you right now. And welcome back to more Viking pregame. Don Binkson along with Coach John Bell as you travel to Hesston. It's a tough place to play, but should be feeling pretty good about last Friday's game, even though it was a loss.
We're hoping. It was nice to play well on Friday. We needed that because the first two games we didn't play well, and we definitely didn't want to come to Hesston not playing well. So at least we should be coming in here with some confidence. We should be coming in here with some depth as well with the confidence, because I feel like the Friday game was a good game for everybody all around that got to play. So hopefully tonight we'll play well. We'll play good team defense, because that's what it's going to take. They're extremely athletic. They're tall. And so we're going to have to play great team defense to keep them from making baskets.
What did you feed them on Friday afternoon or encourage them because they scored so many points?
You know, I think coaches get a lot too much credit or blame for how things go out there, because I don't think it was anything I did. In fact, we've had some adversity to that point, and for them to come out and play as hard as they did, I was really proud of them, and I think they're really feeling good about how they responded to that adversity. So I'm hoping we'll do the same thing tonight. I'm not worried about Hesston nearly as much as I'm worried about us trying to do the things better that we're trying to get better at, and hopefully tonight when we leave that gym we'll be feeling good about ourselves.
What would be a couple of keys to playing well tonight?
Taking care of the basketball. You know, we talked about how we forced a lot of turnovers on Concordia, but we also turned the ball over a lot, and they were unforced. We have to take care of the basketball, first of all, because we're not great shooters, so we got to get a shot at the basket about every time down if we can. It would be really nice to get some offensive rebounds and maybe some second shots. That would be awesome. And it'd be nice to hit some free throws and some three-pointers. You know, I'm not asking for the world, just a few things I think we can get better at, and so that's what we're hoping for tonight.
It's a work in progress. Good luck.
Thank you.
Coach John Bella of the Vikings, and we'll be back right after this. Coach John Bella and his thoughts on tonight's game. We had that interview back in the tunnel going into the locker room, so it had a little bit of echo and everything, so not a great quality of interview, but good to get his thoughts and his feelings on how the girls played, and just got a lot of girls in the game and got a lot of minutes for the young girls to play. And you know, when you create a lot of turnovers like he mentioned, it's fun to see the kids play so well and have a good chance and a chance at winning that game. And like you said, Mike, they're getting better, they're working hard, and this year is going to be a work in progress. And first game, the young girls played pretty good. They took a step back. The second game, they took a step forward. Maybe they'll take a step back tonight. Who knows? But I think it'll be an exciting night of basketball.
Yeah, they always seem to grow after every game. So win or lose, they always seem to get a little bit better.
And since it's just an internet broadcast, we don't have our normal radio sponsors, but I do want to thank sponsors that helped me with my expenses during the game, which include Harry Malary, Viking Auto, R&R Excavating, Scott's. Contact Mari Loader for your Smoky Valley real estate needs. Dr. Darrell Loader, Smoky Valley Chiropractic, Gallant Tire and Auto, Lindsborg Family Dental, Dower Welding, CNL Heating and Cooling, Arnreiner CPA, Art Shirt, Bank of Tescott, and People's Bank and Trust are the ones that have helped us with our portion of the broadcast, travel expenses, meals, everything else that goes along with getting here. And you know all about that. It was not a long trip down here on this one, but it's still a lot of time to put all the equipment up together. So we thank them for that. You got a couple of little segments you want to play? Let's take care of one of them right now.
Yeah, Carson Byers created these for us. We're gonna give this a shot here, and we'd love some feedback on it. So here's the first one from Carson Byers.
Carson Byers here with Ben Weldy for episode 1 of Can You Dunk. Today we're going to ask Ben, can you dunk?
Yeah, I can dunk.
All right, let's see it.
Okay.
So I don't get the privilege of doing that, so we'll say it was good.
No, I think it was good. Yeah, we really appreciate Carson helping us with some of that.
Oh, absolutely.
And, hopefully we can start doing more of that with him as we get more into the internet-only stuff. So be looking for some of those during timeouts, in between quarters and halftime, stuff like that. So
absolutely. Good input from a student at the game. And I know during football it was nice to have Doug Snyder helping me with the color commentary because he knew the kids, knew what was going on in school, and those little tidbits of what's going on and adding interesting stuff that I don't get to know about, so it's fun to be able to pick that kind of stuff up. So
yeah.
We're about a minute and 45 seconds away from all the pregame warm-up. We're going to have the starting lineups for you here in just a minute, so we'll just let you watch as the Hesston girls are out there warming up. Our Smoky Valley girls just coming out of the locker room now, and we will be ready for starting lineups here in just a minute. Usually talk about the officiating crew, but I don't believe I recognize any of the officials tonight, so that's kind of a rarity. I don't know if they'll do national anthem before the girls' game. Looks like they're lining up.
They're lining up. Looks like it.
May have the national anthem here for you before we have our starting lineups.
All right. Everyone can follow along at home here with the Star Spangled Banner.
Visiting Smoky Valley Vikings and our Hesston Swathers. Before we begin, we'd like to remind you of the KSHS AA sportsmanship creed. Spectators should regard the playing of the game as an art and appreciate it and enjoy it as such. Respect for officials, respect for players, respect for boys and girls, respect for host facilities, and respect for themselves are essential for raising the standards of good sportsmanship. At this time, would you please stand while the Hesston High School pep band, under the direction of Lyle Gregerson, plays our national anthem.
And it's time for starting lineup. So we'll go with our Vikings. Kira Hesston, she wears number 10. She's a 5'6" junior. Amanda Bahana, she's a 5'5" senior. She wears number 14. Number 20 is Jackie Hulse. She's a 5'8" senior. Jordan Otto, she's a 5'8" senior. She wears number 21. And Bree Franklin, she's a 5'9" freshman. She's wearing number 33 for Coach John Bella, assisted by Sid Dipple and Stephanie Frost. He'll send out Franklin, Otto, Hulse, Bahana, and Hesston. And for Coach Matt Richardson and his staff, his starting lineups are Elena Dunleavy. She's a 5'6" senior. She wears number 2. Abby Weber, she's a 5'7" senior. She wears number 3. Elise Kaiser, she's a 5'8" sophomore. She wears number 10. Kaylee Jo Ince, she's a 6'2" senior. She wears number 13. And Riley Schilling, she's 5'1". She's a junior. She's 6'1". She's a junior, and she wears number 24. So for Coach Matt Richardson, assisted by Kristen Barber and Sadie Minkovich, he will send out Schilling, Ince, Kaiser, Weber, and Dunleavy. That is the starting lineups. The Hesston Swathers are in their white home uniforms, red lettering, red numerals trimmed in black, and red and white striping down the sides. The Vikings in their road black uniforms, white lettering, white numerals trimmed in orange, and orange and black and white striping with an SV on the side of the trousers. And it's the Vikings and the Hesston Swathers, and Hesston's always a tough place for the Vikings to play, so we hope that the Vikings will be able to come out and have a good night. JV boys, the game that preceded this one, they were in the game. It was 27-26. We had a lead early third quarter, but then the homestanding Hesston Swathers came away with a 42-33 victory in JV boys action here tonight on the varsity court. I don't know which direction this court goes, so we're going to say it's an east and west court. The Vikings will be shooting on the west end, the jump ball between Ince and Franklin, controlled by Hesston. We're underway. Inside it goes and stolen away. Right away, a turnover as Jackie Hulse steps in and steals the ball away, gets it up to Kira Hesston. Pressure coming from Kaiser in the backcourt. Here's Hulse, takes it from the shot from the wing. No, Bree Franklin going for the rebound, and Bree will be called for an over-the-back foul. Like to see Jackie Hulse. Coach saying he needs to get some more offense out of Jackie Hulse, and that was a good example of what she needs to do. So hopefully she'll be able to do more of it. Dunleavy gets it over to Kaiser. Kaiser back to Dunleavy, back to Weber. Inside to Ince, and they throw it away. So back-to-back turnovers for Hesston. That is a great start for the Vikings. That is a very good start. Now we'll put on a little full-court pressure right here. Get it into Bahana. Bahana has the speed to get through the press. Gets to Hesston and was going to throw it to Franklin, and she missed. Vikings turn it over, but now a steal by Bahana. So 3 turnovers in a row for Hesston. Haven't even got a shot out. Now she gets caught, but gets away from here. Here's Otto. She'll launch a 3-ball. Swish! Jordan Otto with a 3. And the Viking, oh, they called it a 2. They put 2 on the scoreboard, so it evidently was a long 2. And there's a shot inside by number 24, Schilling. And they quickly tie the game up at 2-2. Here comes Bahana on the press breaker. Got away with a travel, I believe. She gets triple teamed, trying to get out of it. And now she will get called for the travel. So the Vikings have a couple of turnovers. Early game like this, Mike, it's really good that the Vikings are playing under control, and Hesston actually with more turnovers than we have. That's a great sign.
It really is, yeah. I just hope we can capitalize on some of this.
Absolutely. Around the corner it goes. Weber or Kaiser from the baseline corner, missing. Tip out and saved by Hesston. Hesston with the pressure misses the layup, and there's a foul on Bahana in the backcourt trying to get a steal. So the Vikings already have 2 personal fouls.
Second Smoky Valley team foul.
As you're able to see the scoreboard, it has the numbers of the players in the game, so you'll always be able to keep track. There's Ince and a foul kind of a cheap foul. Jackie Hulse is going to get whistled for the foul. And Kaylee Jo Anser, leading scorer. She's been a 4-year starter for him. At 6'2", she's a very good track athlete. You've probably seen her on the track maybe in some track meets.
Oh, I'm sure I have, yes.
And she makes the first free throw to give Hesston their first lead of the ball game, 3-2. Second Ince free throw, also good. 4-2 Hesston. Vikings get it into Franklin, knocked away by Ince. First substitution coming into the game, number 4, Clausen. Clausen in for Weber. We're at Hesston, Kansas, one of the league schools for Smoky Valley. Vikings get it up to Bahana. She'll get it across the timeline under a little token pressure. Still dribbling the ball, and then she gets tripped by number 10, Kaiser. So Kaiser picks up her first foul. Bahana going down, not getting up very fast. I don't know if she hit her head when she went down. Al Green, he's been a trainer at Hesston for a long time. He was trainer down here when my boys were in high school back in the late 90s and early 2000. He was also a trainer for the Wichita Wings when they were playing down in Wichita indoor soccer, and he is a great guy. So he'll tend to Amanda real quickly, and hopefully she'll be okay. Substitution coming in for her will be Carrington Haxton. We certainly hope she's okay. She's a vital cog to the Vikings scoring. She had 9 in the game at Smoky Valley against Concordia the other night.
The way she fell, I thought it might be her knee, but it was really hard to tell from up here.
Yeah. We're way at the top, opposite side of the scores table, so we don't have a close-up look.
Okay, yeah, I just went back and looked at it on a replay here, and she kind of got tripped up as she started to drive.
Oh, she hit her head on the other player's knee, it looks like.
Okay, there you go.
I think that's what she did. So she's up and good, and hopefully she's not dizzy or anything. So the concussion protocol that they have anymore, I'm not saying she had a concussion, but they'll check her out, and Al is one of the best at checking out and making sure everybody is sound and ready to go. So it'll be Viking ball on the after the foul. Now we'll go down and talk with her a little bit. That's what you like about our league schools. Everybody gets along so well. It's fierce competition out there on the court, but something like this happens. They're willing to help at any cost. Jordan Otto then turns the ball over. She's trying to get a pass from Kira Haxton, so the Vikings now have 3 turnovers to match Hesston, but Hesston is ahead on the scoreboard, 4-2. Dunleavy comes up court. Round on the baseline goes to Ince. Back to Dunleavy. Near side to Clausen. Baseline to Schilling. Shot from the baseline corner. Short. Rebound. Ince kicks it out to Dunleavy. Dunleavy kicks it out to Schilling. Schilling with it. Over it goes to number 10, Kaiser. Shot missing. Rebound. Kira Haxton. A little undersized to be playing down in the blocks there, but she fights hard for the basketball and did a good job of controlling that rebound. 5-14, as you can see. Here comes Franklin on the drive. Her shot blocked. A lot of contact there. Could have been a foul called, wasn't. Quickly up the other way. Here comes the shot. Missing. Rebound, Vikings. Otto hit the ball. Haxton picked it up. Kira Haxton in high speed coming up the court. Goes to Carrington now from Otto. Carrington working the ball. Still working it. Off it goes to Otto. Outside this Hesston man-to-man defense. 4:44 left to go. First quarter action. Haxton with it right in front of Coach Richardson standing up over there. Driving, has the ball knocked away. Should have been a foul there. Here comes Dunleavy. And knocked away by the Vikings. Last touch by Hesston. Turnover number 4 on the Swathers.
Very good defense on that.
Ran with them. They were in high gear running, but they were running with them. Inge comes in, number 50. And Number 3, Weber back in. So Weber, Clausen, Dunleavy, Ince, and Inge. I-N-C-E and E-N-G-E. And also coming in for the Vikings is Ellie Brumbaugh. Underneath the auto, shot up. Oh, just missing. Probably rushed that shot just a little bit more than she needed to. With it on the wing is Clausen. Around to Ince. Near side it comes to Weber. Back to Clausen. Off to Dunleavy. Back to Weber. Looked at a shot. Didn't trigger. Around the Viking 2-3 zone. Inside to Inge. And she loses a handle. Picked up by... Oh, Lana Clark came in as well. I missed her substitution, so Lana in, got a nice rebound there. And the Vikings, Carrington will set it up. Off it goes near side to Clark, around to Otto, baseline corner. Wants a screen from Clark. Otto's going to get it. Now she'll kick it out top to Brumbaugh. Brumbaugh, a good three-point shooter for the Vikings. Gets it off to Carrington. Off it goes to Clark, over to Otto, outside to Hulse. Baseline to Carrington, Hesston. Off to Brumbaugh. Good ball movement by the Vikings. Trailing in the score by the score of 4-2. Here's a shot missing by Otto. Rebound, Clausen. Clausen quickly into the front court. Dunleavy around to Weber. Baseline it goes, Ince. Out top, Dunleavy back to Weber. Was going to launch a three. Good closeout by Carrington, Hesston. Baseline to Ince, 10-footer from the baseline, in and out, no good. Inge, rebound, kick out to Ince. Dunleavy looked at a three, wouldn't trigger. Weber outside. They're going to challenge them to shoot those 3 balls. And there's another one missing, rebound nicely. Lana Clark, that's already 2 rebounds for Lana Clark. Comes Carrington, losing the handle and turning it over. Turnover number 4 for the Vikings. And Hesston turns it right back over the other way. Well, it's a turnover fest right now.
Seems to be, yeah.
More turnovers than points for both teams. As I see Mr. Ron Dahlstein's son coming in over here on the baseline.
Looks like we got a timeout. Oh, not Concordia. Sorry about that. I need to update my timeout. That was last week. There we go. Hesston timeout.
It's a little small print for you to be looking at in there, but it has the numbers of the girls in the game and their point total and their foul total up there. So always good to have an extra camera focused on the scoreboard. So Viking basketball, Carrington, Hesston, Jordan Otto, Brumbaugh, Franklin, and Clark on the court right now for Smoky Valley. Brumbaugh has it, looking for Clark out top, has her ball loose, picked up and tied up.
Oh my.
And an alternating possession, it'll stay with the Vikings. So it does not go as a turnover, but it does put the possession arrow back to Hesston for the next tie-up. As they move in, get it to Franklin. They'll reset the offense. Carrington way out near the half-court line. Pressure, and she'll throw it away. So Viking turnover number 5. I'll get updates from the high school games going on the radio with our crew, and I'll update you on those scores. Inside it goes to Schilling, and they're not going to count the basket. They're going to say the foul was before that shot. That foul is on Lana Clark, her first. That is the 4th team foul on the Vikings, though. Oh, good to see Amanda Bahana coming back in already. So
oh, good, yes.
They've checked her out. Here's Dunleavy, 3. No, nice rebound, Bree Franklin. She's got the size and strength to block out the Hesston players trying to get around her, so that was a good block out and a rebound. Here comes Bahana, kicks it off to Clark. Franklin with it out top between the circles. Over to Brumbaugh. Ellie Brumbaugh, freshman, looking for her teammate. Baseline it goes to Bahana. Bahana give and go to Clark. Clark has it, shot, no. Rebound, Hesston. Vikings pretty tough to get many rebounds with the size they give up. Here's Weber, kicks it out, and Weber travels. Good defense there by the Vikings.
Excellent defense.
That's the 6th turnover. And the first update we have on scores, Derby ahead of Salina Central, 17-14 after 1 quarter. Here we have 1:25 left to go, and it's a low scoring, which is a good thing for the Vikings to keep the score low. 4-2, ball loose and stolen away. Oh, there's a double dribble, yep. So each team gets another. That's 7 turnovers for Hesston and 6 for the Vikings. Unbelievable that our defense is really playing well right now. We just can't score, which has been a problem for the last couple of years for the Vikings.
Well, in the past couple of games, it seems like they had trouble scoring early, but later in the game, the lid came off the bucket, and then they were able to start draining them.
They got a lot of those got turnovers because of getting layups, getting turnovers out top, just like Hesston just about did there. But Ince knocks the ball out of bounds, so it'll stay with Smoky Valley. 1:07 left to go, first quarter action. Smoky Valley and Hesston. This is not a league game; it's a Smoky Valley timeout this time.
Let's see if I got that one right. Oh. There we go.
And inbounding it, the Vikings turn it over, and we're going to have a turnover on Hesston. Getting the ball and trying, Kaiser, she turned it over. So each team gets another turnover. Jordan Otto was a little bit hesitant to throw that early pass to Ellie Brumbaugh. And she should have, and then it got to be a little more complicated after that. And they get it into Bahana. Bahana up to Brumbaugh. They'll get across the timeline with it. And Brumbaugh has it knocked away. Brumbaugh still with it on now. She gets it stolen, and no, Vikings don't get it back. Dunleavy on the dribble for Hesston to Kaiser. Around to Dunleavy, around to Clausen. Ince, cross-court pass, Dunleavy. Baseline, Weber. Around it goes to Dunleavy, back to Clausen. Viking 2-3 zone is bothersome for the Hesston Swathers. Baseline, Kaylee Jo Ince, her shot from 6, good. She's got 4 of the Hesston 6 points. And the Vikings now have a chance to see if they can get a shot here in the last 15 seconds. Otto with it on the dribble, near side to Hulse. Hulse looking for Franklin, not there. Now goes instead to Bahana, and Bahana's fouled. And Kaiser will pick up the foul. That's going to be her second. 7.6 seconds left to go. Inside to Franklin, or out the free throw line. Franklin still with it. On the dribble, her shot. Got it to go. Bree Franklin with her first points. And the Vikings close out the quarter with a basket. They got the first points and the last points of the quarter and score 4. Hesston scores 6. And they have a 6-4 lead after 1 quarter. Second quarter coming up in a moment.
Carson Byers here with Nick Reiner. We're going to talk a little bit about the basketball season. So Nick, you opened up with a tough loss against Abilene. Come back with 2 strong wins. What was different for you guys?
We really picked it up defensively. In the first game, we let them score 85 points, and we've held them 50s and 40s after that, and just executing on defense.
So you got a tough game against Hesston. They always got good teams, a good rivalry between us. What do you guys need to do this game? What are some of the keys to victory?
Don't turn the ball over. Turnovers are really killer. Play some solid defense. I think they have some players that can really light it up, so we need to walk them down and just shoot well.
All right, well, thanks for your time. Good luck.
And we're back at live action. 6 4 after 1 quarter, after 8 minutes. That's a good thing for Smoky Valley because Hesston is usually a team that scores a lot of points, has a lot of firepower. And for the Vikings to have held them to only 6 points, that's step one in a long road to go. Here's a shot inside, and Otto's going to pick up the foul. Kaiser broke toward the basket, and nobody there to pick her up and stop the penetration. Otto picks up the foul. That's going to be her first. The good thing is nobody for the Vikings has more than 1 foul. The bad thing is 5 different players have 1 foul. And that's a free throw good by Elise Kaiser. Her second free throw also good. They're an excellent 4 for 4 from the charity stripe. That's the difference in the ball game right now. The Viking fouls, and they have made all 4 of their free throws. Otto with it, gets a near side to Bahana. Bahana gets the ball from Otto, looking around for the pass, not there. Hesston knows that play well enough. They weren't going to let that develop into anything good. Here's Brumbaugh on the dribble drive, gets it off to Franklin. Franklin outside, guarded by Schilling. Franklin with the dribble into the lane, her shot fouled, and Franklin will have 2 free throws.
First one, Riley Schilling. Franklin will be shooting 2 shots.
Franklin, though, is just 1 of 3 on the year from the charity stripe and misses the first one. Bryant in and Riles in for Smoky Valley. Coach Bill has already played 10 players. Second one, perfect. So she made 1 out of 2. That's a good thing. 8-5 our scores. You can see it on your screen if you're, hopefully we have a few people watching. Inside it goes to Schilling, kick out. Back inside to Ince, her shot, no, but a foul, and Ince will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. And I'm afraid that foul is going to be on Bree Franklin. That will be the first Viking with 2 fouls. She played the other night, Mike, with a great first half. She ended up with 3 fouls and just picked up 1 more in the whole second half. So
yeah, I was really impressed with that. I was getting worried there in that first half, but she did a really nice job of keeping things under control in the second half and only picking up the. Did she pick up any fouls?
1.
Just one. That's right.
Late third quarter.
Yeah.
And we can't even jinx the Hesston Swathers. They're just such a good free throwing team. They've made 6 out of 6 from the charity stripe. The ball gets knocked away, but Bahana keeps it under to Bryant, too strong, and turnover number 8 for the Vikings. First of the quarter. 58 seconds gone in the second quarter. Now 1 minute gone in the first 7 minutes left in the half. Here's Ants inside the Schilling. Count that one. And Schilling got the ball. We're working that baseline blocks and then trying to pass it inside. We're going to have to take away those passing angles a little bit. And Emmy Riles will pick up her first foul. Haxton and Haxton come in. Brumbaugh and Bahana go out. They're an amazing 7 of 7 from the charity stripe.
Number 4,
I'm still waiting for that law of averages to start kicking in here.
No, and just really 13-5. They've opened up a big lead here. Here comes Clark, and she's fouled. And Lana Clark will have 2 free throws. Foul is going to be on number 2, Dunleavy. Her first, team third. Difference in the game right now is free throwing. As Clark misses her first. Second as well, Ange with the rebounds. The Vikings are just 1 of 4. Coach saying he hopes they could shoot better free throws tonight. Here's a 3-ball, in and out, no good. Rebound, Ince inside, has it knocked away by Hesston. Hesston on a breakaway. Can she finish? And she does. Carrington on the breakaway and made the layup for the Vikings. 13-7 now our score. There's another steal. Oh, Hesston, Kira couldn't keep the steal. There's Ange missing inside. Rebound, Smoky Valley, Bryant. Quickly up to Kira. Kira Hesston, one-on-one against Ince. Blocked, but Bryant right there to fight for the ball. And Bryant, unfortunately, going down to get the ball, touches the end line. That's nothing but good hustle right there.
Absolutely, yeah. Just unfortunate where she hustled to.
Yeah. The length of the court is only 90 feet 4 inches, and she needed about 91 feet. On the near side, it comes to Kaiser. Kaiser inside to Ange, and Ange throws it away to Ince. That's a tongue twister. And that's turnover number 9 on the Swathers, first of this quarter. Riles puts it in to Clark. Back to Emmy. Looking for Kira. Has her in the middle of the court. And knocked away and stolen by Clausen. Here's Kaylee Jo Ince. Kick out to Clausen. They'll reset the offense. Dunleavy now out top. Vikings stay in 2-3 zone. And there's, almost a steal. And we got a foul on the Vikings. And that'll put Kaiser at the free throw line. Kaiser made 2 just a moment ago. She'll have a 1-and-1 here. That foul is going to be on Kira Hesston. That's her first. 34, a new player in for the first time, Dirksen. Hesston has played 8 different players. Tried to wobble out, but didn't. They are just killing the Vikings on free throws. 8 for 8 so far. And 9 for 9, wow. Weber back in and Kaiser out. Riles trying to get the ball in, does to Hesston, back to Riles. She'll take it up slowly without any pressure, all the way up to the top of the key and then throws it away. Dunleavy comes away with the steal, and Dunleavy then steps out of bounds. So Hesston gets another turnover. The Vikings get another turnover. 10-10 on the turnovers. But the Swathers ahead on the strength of 9 of 9 free throwing have a 15-7 lead on the scoreboard. Kira Hesston with the dribble all the way in, shot up, rimming out.
It was a great move.
That was a great dribble drive. Weber has it, kick it out to Dunleavy, around to Schilling. Now inside, kick out. Clausen, Weber, Dunleavy. Bounce pass inside, Schilling, and knocked away and stolen by Hesston. She was fouled there, but nothing called. But Hesston stayed with it. Hesston on the dribble. Puts it off to Riles. Riles looking for a cutter. Now over to Carrington Hesston. Back on the baseline to Kira Hesston. Get a screen from her sister. Cross-court pass to Riles. Riles with the dribble to the free throw line, and back to Carrington. Far side corner, baseline to Riles. Riles outside with it. And hand it off to Carrington. Carrington on the dribble drive, gets pinned, double teamed. Here's Kira Hesston out to Clark. Long shot for 2, good. Lana Clark couldn't make a couple of free throws, but bombed a long 2-pointer. 15-9, Vikings trail. Inside it goes to Schilling, out to Dunleavy. Dunleavy dribble drive, and she's fouled by Emmy Riles, and that'll be Emmy's second foul. Foul starting to mount against the Vikings. 2 on Emmy, 2 on Franklin. And at the free throw line, Dunleavy has not scored yet in the ball game, but she'll get a 1-and-1. Surely, one of these girls will miss. You brought up the law of averages earlier.
It's got to start kicking in.
Yes.
There you go.
But then they get the offensive rebound. Well, we jinxed them out of that finally, but then they get the offensive rebound to keep it in their front court. Dunleavy inside to Schilling. No, and she's fouled, and it'll either be Hulse or Hesston. It'll be Hesston with the foul. That'll be her second.
The bad news is we're in the double bonus now, so they get 2 shots.
Half of the second half, they'll get 2 on every one. And Schilling, she made 1 earlier. Brumbaugh back in for Kira. So it's Brumbaugh and Carrington, Hesston, Hulse, Bryant, and Otto in there for the Vikings. They've missed another free throw, so we've jinxed them into 2, 1 out of their last 3, but they still have a 16-9 lead on the scoreboard. Brumbaugh with it outside. Still with it. Gets the dribble to stop the 5 count. Give and go. Ooh, underneath to Bryant. Bryant, and she gets it stolen away by Ants. They had Ants beat, and she's smiling about something. She must have had one of her teammates tell her what was going on. There's a double low post and good basket by number 34, Dirksen, her first points of the ball game. They've doubled up the Vikings now, 18-9. The Vikings need to keep playing hard, keep looking to move the ball. They're moving the ball good, and they're playing good defense, but they just need to score. As they move the ball good, they just need to get an opportunity at a look at the basket. Cross court, it goes to Hulse. Baseline to Bryant. Bryant give and go to Hulse, knocked away. You throw it into the trees in there. Ince is 6'2", Schilling is 6'1". Now they've got a lot of height inside there the Vikings just don't have.
I've always said there's something in the water in Hesston.
I think so. Otto into Hulse right there for 6 foot. No, missing, and rebound. Schilling quickly up to Weber, quickly up to Ince on the breakaway, and good. He's got 8 points. They've got 20, the Swathers do. And the Vikings almost a turnover by Hulse, trying to get it to Brumbaugh. And Coach Bella wants a timeout. It's a Smoky Valley timeout as the Vikings regroup a little bit. Good timeout by Coach Bella to get a little regroup going on and get his team to calm down. They played a great first 3/4 of the first half. They just need to keep it up. They've created turnovers.
Yep, they just need to capitalize on those turnovers, and hopefully we can get the foul count to change around a little bit here. It doesn't look like it's fair on the scoreboard. You have some scores for us, Donnie?
Yeah, give you some more scores. El Saline 18, Ellenwood 6 after 1 quarter. El Saline 53-10. It's a 7th place game. Some teams are still finishing up their early preseason tournament. It's a 7th place game for the boys final. El Saline 53 over Lincoln 10. And that is probably it says it's no typo. So anyway, and there's another 7th place game in the girls action. Lincoln 51 over El Saline in overtime 48. Oh, those are old scores. My bad. Those are old scores. We got an update from Bethany. Bethany, Oklahoma Wesleyan 33, Bethany 31 at halftime on 95.5. And the Vikings have it knocked away. I thought they were going to turn it over, but they didn't. 2:22 left to go, 2nd quarter. Otto to put it in play, gets it into Bryant. Bryant, they're trapping now out of the turnover. Vikings get it up to Weber, or the Swathers get it up to, or Kaiser, excuse me. And Kaiser gets her first field goal. And it's a 22-9 game. Brumbaugh still in the backcourt with it. Gets it over to Otto. Otto back to Brumbaugh. Baseline, it goes to Bryant. Her 3 ball in there.
It's a great look.
Bryant with a nice looking Arn Reinert CPA 3-point bucket. It's the Vikings into double figures at 12. Hesston has 22. Ince inside. She knows what to do with it. Haley Joanne gets her second basket of the quarter. She's got 10 points with a minute and a half left to go. Up it goes to Bryant. Bryant off to Haxton. To Hulse. Her shot too strong. Rebound knocked away, knocked out of bounds by Bryant. It'll be Hesston basketball. Vikings making some substitutions here. Bahana back in and Kira Haxton back in. Joining Carrington, Otto, and Hulse on the court right now for the Vikings. Dunleavy from Weber. Looking for Kaiser and Inge and Ince on the court for the Swathers. Weber, 3-ball, no. Rebound, Otto. Quickly up to Kira. Kira Haxton looking for Hulse, not there. Kira going to baseline, shot blocked, but getting the rebound is Hulse, and they'll tie up the Swathers. That's good effort by Hulse to get to that ball.
Yeah, good hustle by Jackie to get there. And keep it clean. No fouls on that. That was great.
Under a minute, 24-12 as you can see the score. Otto gets it in and knocked away, but saved by Bahana. Bahana over to Kira, Haxton with it. Off baseline to Hulse, 10-footer, no. Ince with the rebound, and Otto hanging on her arm. And Jordan will get called for the foul, her second. So Otto with 2, Emmy Riles with 2, Kira Haxton with 2, Bree Franklin with 2. Ince back at the free throw line for 2 more free throws. She is 4 for 4 from the line. And 5 for 5.
Number 4, Kylie Clausen back in for Hesston.
Bethany girls in action tonight at home. They beat nationally ranked, number 14 nationally ranked Tabor Blue Jays at Tabor on Saturday night. So hope they can add to their run here and come up with a victory. Ince misses a second. Rebound. Hesston, wow, a couple people had it here. Dunleavy with the 3, swish, dadgummit. That was what the Vikings aren't good at, is getting those loose balls. Here's Carrington with it in the front court now. Gets it off to Otto, and there's a push on Ince. Well, Vikings ball out of bounds. That's their 5th team foul.
First person on Kaylee Ince.
There goes to Hulse, right in front of the Hesston bench. Hulse hands it off to Bahana. Good to see Amanda Bahana out there. Knocked away by Dunleavy. It'll stay with the Swathers. He went down and on a foul and hit her head on her Hesston Swather knee, I believe, and looked like she might be out for a while, but instead she's in there playing hard. Gets it off to Otto. Otto looking for a shot. 17 seconds to go. Here comes Haxton on the dribble drive. Kick out to Bahana. Long 2. No. Rebound. Hesston. Ince. Not funny when you're 6'2" and everybody else is 5'8" around you. Dunleavy inside, knocked away, and the Vikings will get Haxton with the last heave. Will not get there. And we are at halftime. Our halftime score, Hesston 28, Okie Valley 12. As we stay here for action, and we'll get some scoring totals for you here in a moment.
If you don't mind, Donnie, I'm going to go ahead and play another one of Carson's videos. Is that all right?
You bet.
Okay, here we go.
Varsity with Cole Brumbaugh and Nick Reiner, and they're going to do a three-point contest. We're going to start with Cole. Cole, you have 20 seconds to see how many threes you can make. Here you go.
Probably going to lose, but yeah.
Let's do it.
Basketball is my favorite sport. I like the way they dribble up and down the court, just like I'm the king on the microphone. So it's Dr. J and Moses Malone. I like slam dunks and taking it to the hoop. My favorite play is the alley-oop. I like the pick and roll. I like the give and go, cause it's basketball or Mr. Curtis Blow.
You about ready, Donnie?
And as both boys teams are out here on the court warming up, we have a 28-12 score at halftime. Scoring for the Vikings, 2 Carrington Haxton, 2 Jordan Otto, 2 Lana Clark, 3 Ashton Bryant, and 3 for Bree Franklin. For the Hesston Swathers, 2 for Dirksen, 3 for Dunleavy, 6 for Schilling, 6 for Kaiser, and 11 points for Kaylee Jo Ince. And we did finally jinx the Swathers a little bit. They missed 3 free throws. They made 11 out of 14 free throwing. That's a lot of scoring, as the Vikings only 1 of 4 for free throwing. So
I'll turn my rally cap right side around.
We need a couple of them. I think I didn't bring a hat, but I should have.
Yeah. Donnie, you were wondering how many people were watching. We're at 20 viewers right now, which is, we're missing you in the stands. For all you those at home, it's kind of bare across the court, but we're glad you're able to tune in and join us.
Some other scores from around the high school and college tonight, because we have the college, the KCAC, is playing a rare Tuesday night game during the high school season, as most of the schools are getting done with their finals, so they're playing tonight. Kansas Wesleyan trails Friends by the score of 36-23. And then in high school scores, after one quarter, El Saline 18, Ellenwood 6. And McPherson over Abilene 25-16. Little note from Trent Sanchez: the Cowgirls led by 5 at the end of the first quarter, but were shut out in the second quarter. McPherson girls are that good. They played 2 really, really tough games. They played Derby and won that game, and then they went up to Bishop Miege, who's ranked #1 in Class 4A Division 2 or Division 1, and they beat McPherson by 2 points at their place. So McPherson girls are looking for a little rebound, I think. And at the half, Derby leads Salina Central 33-19. At the half, Hutchinson leads Salina South 16-8. At the end of one quarter, Minneapolis 8, Ellsworth 5. So we'll have a few more of those scores to update you with. Oh, somebody's sending me some notes here. Officials at Hesston are Ben Schrog, Brad Eberhardt, and Doug Sprecher. And Kaylee Jo Ince is a Division I volleyball signee at Northern Colorado. So a little added information from somebody. Thank you very much, whoever's doing that. I got to add our score here to our list of
While you're updating that, I just want to put in a quick plug on live.smokyvalley.org. We've got a lot going on this week. Make sure you visit that site. And for the next 7 days, we've got multiple events, including one that starts in about 10 minutes. We've got the Smoky Valley Middle School performing the band, orchestra, and choir concert back at A. Jane Steinberg Auditorium there in Lindsborg. Many thanks to my wife, who is streaming that for us, because I am here watching this. So she's staying back there and watching Abby and getting it streamed and recorded, so I can go back and watch that once we're done here tonight.
You can't have separate streams, can you?
We can have separate streams. We will. We do have separate streams. Yep. So if you visit live.smokyvalley.org, you have a choice between the women's game, the men's game, and the middle school concert tonight.
We'll wait till the band gets done here, but I want to talk a little bit about our viewers and how they can watch replays of these broadcasts. Once the broadcast is over, is it archived somewhere so you can go back and look at the broadcast?
Yeah, it is. If you go back to, again, live.smokeyvalley.org, you, I don't update the page as quickly as I should. If the event isn't right at the top, it'll be down below in the previous events section. And I've got everything listed from the past few months. And beyond that, there's another link that will take you to years before. So we've got a lot of content there that you're welcome to go back and take a look at and enjoy whenever you get a chance.
Well, I know you and I had talked about the ball game, the playoff game for the Vikings, and we were wondering about a pass play in the first playoff game against Collegiate, whether the ball hit the ground or not. And you actually were able to send me a link that we could watch it. It was later on, but we're learning so much about this as we stream all the home games and have that ability to go back and look at that. That was really interesting to go back and be able to find that and see that and watch it in slow motion, and you zoomed in on it. It was pretty neat. Yeah,
that was fun to do. I just like processing those little clips like that. It takes a little bit of time. That's why there was a delay. But hopefully, every year I try to make this a little bit better experience for the viewer. So I hope sometime we can, and for you too, Donnie, I hope we get to the point where we can have replays built in to where we can go back and look to see what happened. Multiple cameras would be great if we could have, in this instance, maybe another camera down on the court or something, or down on a football field. I hope that we can continue to make it better and grow this thing.
Yeah, it's evolving. It's a constant evolving into bigger and better things, and when we do our radio broadcasts now, we're doing them. We don't do a phone line anymore. We do them over Skype. So that's an interesting upgrade. So it's better quality audio, and as your quality of your video gets better, we'll mesh them all together eventually and have a really fun time.
Yeah, it really is a lot of fun. What I do is I go back and I watch the videos after we've streamed them. I'll go back and watch and see what we can do to make it better. That's how we got how we got you on with the radio, how we got the scoreboard on, because it's just miserable to watch any kind of sporting event without a scoreboard and the clock running. Yeah, it's just awful. So that's why it was important to me to get at least the clock and the scoreboard on, and I really like this scoreboard because you can see points and fouls and players, and I hope sometime we can get stats. That's another goal that I'm working on, is trying to figure out how to get stats to display and scores from other games. You read them. It'd be great if we could get to the point where we can post them on show them on the screen here for everybody to see. So
I did print out the other games going on in our league tonight. Sedgwick is at Halstead. Pratt is at Kingman, Sterling is at Nickerson, and Larnard is at Lyons. And again, when we play our league opponent, this first game is just considered a non-league game because we do play everybody one time during the league action. So this is considered a non-league game and doesn't count in the league standings. So when they come to Lindsborg later on in the year, then that'll be the league game that will count. So that's how that all works out.
So this is just an exhibition is what you're saying?
Yep, just a preseason game.
All right.
One of several. And the first possession will belong to Hesston. They come to Smoky Valley on February the 2nd, so that's when the Vikings will get a rematch with the Swathers. Here's a fake on a 3-ball, and Kira Haxon picks up the foul. I thought maybe it was going to be a travel, but the opening possession goes to the Swathers, and the Vikings pick up right where they left off, fouling too much. So Kira picks up what's her 3rd foul. Dunleavy to Weber, or Kaiser, excuse me. Here's Weber, 3-ball, line number 3, missing. Kaiser inside gets a rebound, but she's fouled, and 2 fouls on the same possession in half court for the Vikings. And
These guys will shoot 2 shots.
Girls with the long hair, I can't see their number on their back. I think that's Weber. Has not scored in the ball game. No, it's number 10. It's Kaiser. And she misses her first. That foul is going to be on Jordan Otto, so Jordan picks up her 3rd foul. So Jordan Otto with 3, and Kira Haxon with 3. And she makes the second of 2. So the first points of the quarter belong to the Swathers. Franklin in, gets it off to Bahana. Bahana across the timeline into the front court. She'll dribble against Kaiser. Off it goes to Hulse. Hulse with it to Franklin. Franklin out top. And a dribble drive side of the lane. Get it off to Hulse. Hulse faked the shot. Didn't trigger. Should have. Here's a dribble drive now by Hulse. Her shot. That's going to crawl in over the rim. Nice job by Jackie Hulse. Need much more of that from her. Here's Weber with it on this drugger pivot foot. Should have been a travel. Goes into Kaiser. Kaiser in the lane. Good. Got away with a little travel there. As we're underway in the third quarter. 6:55 to go in the quarter. Otto brings it up across the timeline. Still on the dribble. Free throw line extended. Now across it goes to Kira Haxon. Haxton, Bahana, Hulse, Otto, and Franklin on the court for the Vikings. Hulse out top. Around it goes to Kira. Baseline to Franklin. Franklin in the lane. Blocked. But a foul, and Bree Franklin will be back at the free throw line where she made 1 of 2 earlier.
Second person on Riley Schilling. Bree Franklin will be shooting 2 shots.
That's the second foul on Schilling. Free throw no good. 31-14 is our score. Second Bree Franklin free throw. Good. She's 2 out of 4 from the charity stripe. And quickly Hesston into the front court. And so we're here to Kaiser. Kaiser to Weber. Around to Dunleavy. Ooh, good defense by the Vikings. They were going into Schilling. Here's a Kaiser 3 missing. Rebound Jackie Hulse. Quickly up to Haxon. Kira on the run. On the wing. Top of the key. Otto 3 ball. Jordan Otto banked it in. An Arn Reinert CPA 3-pointer by Jordan Otto.
That was utilizing all the resources available.
Absolutely.
Using that backboard.
I've always said you can't make a shot you don't shoot. So I want her to be shooting. She is a good outside shooter. That one just happened to get a little luck. Got to have a little luck when you're playing basketball as well. Here's Weber, gets it off to Kaiser. Kaiser 3 ball. No. Rebound Franklin. Nicely done by Bree. 31-18 our score. Haxton slowly across the timeline. Lana Clark getting ready to check in for the Vikings. Clark picks up her, Haxton picks up her dribble and stolen away. On the breakaway is Weber. Oh, and a foul by Jackie Hulse. Good speed to get Jackie to race down the court to get ahead of Weber. Inge and Clausen in for the Swathers. Clark in for the Vikings. Now Carrington in for Kira. And knocked away and stolen by Carrington. Carrington gets it all. Good look. But they can't get it through there. And it's a turnover on the Vikings. I think that's the first turnover of the quarter. Both teams had quite a few turnovers in the first quarter, but in the second quarter, now there's another turnover by the Swathers. Swathers only had 3 unofficially here in the second quarter. Now they have 1. Vikings had 5 in the second quarter. Here's Lana Clark with a 3. Missing. Otto with a rebound. Kicks it out to Hulse. Hulse looked at a 3. Didn't trigger. Go to Carrington. Carrington with it. Carrington dribble drive. You got pushed. No foul called. Gets it off to Clark. Clark, as the whistle blows. And Inge, number 50, Inge, Lydia Inge, gets called for the foul. Her first. Viking ball out of bounds. Jordan Otto will put it in play. Otto way out top to Bahana. Good to see Amanda back on the court after suffering a little bit of a injury. Hulse has it knocked away by Dunleavy. Dunleavy, here's Hulse with a shot. No, rebound Otto inside. Gets out to Bahana. They'll reset the offense. Amanda Bahana on the dribble. Gets it off to Carrington. Carrington with it on the dribble against Clausen. Carrington has to get rid of it now or she'll get a 5 count. Off it goes to Hulse. Hulse loses the handle momentarily to Bahana. Her shot short, but Hulse right there to rebound and put it back in. Nicely done by Jackie Hulse. She's got 2 baskets in the quarter. And the Vikings, or who called timeout?
Looked like the Vikings called the timeout. Yep, 32nd.
So the Vikings close to 31-20 at the 4-minute mark. Update on some more scores here for you. End of the 3rd quarter, Derby leads Salina Central 41-28. Halftime, El Saline 21, Ellenwood 13. End of 3, Hutch 27, South 10. That's a few scores for you. As we are in Hesston, Kansas for Smoky Valley versus Hesston, and with Bethany also playing tonight, radio station chose to go with the broadcast on the radio for Bethany game, their last of the first semester. Inge with it for Hesston inside, knocked away, tied up. Wow, nobody's going to give up there as Bahana and Clausen slap each other as a good effort, but that goes as a turnover. As on the alternating possession, it'll go to Smoky Valley.
I think Amanda gets 2 points for the takedown on that.
I think should. There is girls wrestling in high school now, and McPherson has one of the best wrestlers in the whole United States in Kretzer. Clausen is pestering Carrington. Clark goes inside to Otto. Otto with a shot from 10. No. Rebound. Good box out by Schilling of Hesston. And there's a foul on the push by Bahana. It will be Hesston ball out of bounds. Brumball and Franklin in. Bahana and Hulse out.
33 Franklin both in for Smoky Valley.
Kaiser to Clausen. Kaiser, Weber. Looked at a 3, didn't trigger. Kaiser, baseline, Schilling. Too strong. Rebound, Smoky Valley. No. Tip to Clausen, or Kaiser. And Kaiser is fouled. She'll have 2 free throws coming up.
First person on Ellie Brumball.
Foul's going to be on Brumball, her first. And Inge gets her first points of the night.
Lydia Inge is shooting 2 shots.
6 out of 8 players for Hesston have scored. Inge makes both free throws.
They seem to be living on free throws.
No kidding. 11 out of 14 in the first half. Not quite as good as they were in the second half. Make sure my score is right here.
Uh-oh.
The Vikings turn it over, and a foul, and good by Weber.
First line, Carrington, Paxton. The basket by Abby Weber was good. She'll shoot 1 shot.
The good news is Hesston has missed a few free throws here in the 3rd quarter. The bad news is that they've gotten the offensive rebounds when they've missed. There's Brumball into the front court, gets it off to Franklin. Franklin dribble drive, her shot, no. Rebound Dunleavy. Here comes Elena on the dribble drive to Weber. Cross court it goes to Clausen outside the Viking 2-3 zone in the lane. Missing. Rebound. Gets on the floor. Vikings don't secure the defensive rebound. Dunleavy to Ernst. Clausen back to Dunleavy, back to Weber. Boy, good ball movement by Hesston. Ants with it in the lane. Kick out. Weber, 3. No. Rebound knocked away and finally secured by the Vikings. Otto with the rebound and the dribble. Knocked out of bounds by Ants. 36-20 our score with 2:17 left to go in the third quarter. Guys action coming up next for you here. Baseline it goes to Lana Clark. And going to be turned over as Weber races down to get the ball, and a turnover and points for Abby Weber. Axon and Weber were racing for it, and somehow Carrington got tripped up. There's Brumbaugh. Clark at the elbow, partially blocked. Rebound. Hesston quickly up to Ince. Ince, Schilling, missing. Ince tipped it, and it went right to Bree Franklin for the rebound. 1:35 to go. Carrington, looking for Clark, not there. To Brumbaugh, 3 ball, missing. Rebound, Schilling inside. Quickly to Dunleavy. She quickly up into the front court. Off it goes to Clausen, around to Schilling. Back to Clausen outside the Viking. They've gone 2-3 zone the whole way. Kick out Weber, looked at a 3, didn't trigger. Clausen, Dunleavy, dribble drive, kick out, Clausen, Weber. Another 3 by Weber. She has shot a lot of 3s. There's Dunleavy inside, kick out to Weber. Weber out to Ince. They'll reset the offense to Clausen. Under a minute now. Baseline to Ince, kick out Dunleavy. Looked at a 3, didn't trigger. Clausen will trigger, in and out, no good. Rebound. Saved, and Hesston picks up the loose ball. Weber in the right place at the right time. That's pretty lucky when you just have the ball bounce from somebody else right to you. And it's a double up, 40-20. And there's a steal by Hesston, but the ball goes out of bounds. 5 new players coming in for Smoky Valley. For the first time, Diana Hernandez coming in. Bahana, Hulse, for the first time Haven Shugren, and Emily Riles coming in as well. Here's Bahana quickly into the middle of the lane, kick out to Hulse, back to Bahana. Outside, Hesston's man-to-man, kick out by Bahana to Hulse in the corner on our side of the court. Bahana out to Shugren, 3-pointer missing, rebound Dunleavy. And there's a foul on Bahana reaching in. And that'll be Bahana's second, I have.
Third personal on me.
Nope, they say it's her third, so I must have missed one.
We prefer your numbers, though, Donnie.
I know. Much more accurate, I'm sure. Dunleavy missed her only free throw in the first half, and she makes up for that by making this one. And she makes them both. 6 out of 9 in this quarter. The Vikings heave it at the buzzer, and it'll be no good. And our score after 3 quarters, Hesston has got 42. Smoky Valley has 20.
Donnie, I'm going to cut to a short video.
Sure.
All right.
Byers here with Ben Weldy for episode 1 of Can You Dunk. Today we're going to ask Ben, can you dunk?
Yeah, I can dunk.
All right, let's see it.
Don't know if I'm anywhere accurate on turnovers, but I have Hesston with 14 and Smoky Valley with 16 turnovers. Big scorer in that quarter for Hesston was Weber with 7 points. Their leading scorer, Kaylee Jo Ince, with 11 at halftime, did not score in that quarter. Vikings' Jackie Holst had 4, and Jordan Otto had a 3 in that quarter. Final 8 minutes. Dunleavy, Ince, Weber, Schilling, and Kaiser on the court for Hesston. Vikings will stay with the group that was out on the court at the end of the quarter, and they get a turnover. Emmy Riles gets it. She gets triple team, gets it off to Bahana. Vikings have a 3-on-1. Bahana with the dribble drive, missing though. And ball loose on the floor, still picked up by the Vikings. And here's Bahana with a shot. No, rebound Diana Hernandez. And she's fouled, and it'll be Viking ball out of bounds. Foul's going to be on Ince.
Third person on the baseline.
A lot of good scrappy play out there to keep that ball alive.
Really scrappy, yeah. Each team with a turnover. Here's Holst with it for the Vikings. In the front court, Bahana looking for somewhere to go with the offense. Over to Riles. Riles with the dribble drive. Has it stripped away and stolen. Quickly up to Dunleavy. Dunleavy with the layup. Good. That's what the Vikings did against Concordia the other night. They got those steals and layups in that third quarter and then scored 18 points. Tonight, the Vikings haven't gotten enough. They've gotten some turnovers, but Hesston's been clamping the defense on them the minute they get the turnover and causing them to turn it back over. Bahana baseline to Riles. Riles double teamed and has it knocked away. Stolen. It's a little cluster there in the corner, in the very deep corner, and somehow they heard the Hesston coach hollering timeout. He wanted a timeout, and they get it.
He was adamant.
Yeah, he was. He was loud. He was loud, no question about that. Got an update on the Bethany score. After the third quarter, they play quarters in college basketball as well. Oklahoma Wesleyan 49 at Bethany 43. Update my score here real quickly.
Got another turnover there, Donnie.
Vikings get a turnover, yep. Vikings with it in the front court. Diana Hernandez to Haven Shugren. Haven kick out to Bahana. Bahana 3 ball. No. Rebound. Diana Hernandez right there, but Ince and Kaiser on the layup gets fouled, and Kaiser will have 2 free throws.
Felt like we moved the ball a lot better on that last possession there, just popping it from one side to the other.
Diana Hernandez at 5'4", and Kaylee Jo Ince at 6'2". Not very much of a chance for Diana to get that rebound.
No, but she's fast.
That much. Well, she got there. She just couldn't. She just physically wasn't able to get to it.
Yep.
And 1 out of 2 free throws by Kaiser. 45-20. Vikings trailing. Hernandez with it from Bahana, back to Bahana. Baseline it goes to Shugren, baseline to Riles on the blocks. Kick out to Hernandez, outside to Bahana, over to Shugren, to Riles, to Holst in the lane. Her shot, no, but Jackie's fouled, and Jackie will have 2 free throws.
First on Andy Weber.
Foul is going to be on Weber. That's going to be her first foul. Wow. As aggressive as the Hesston Swathers play, I'm amazed that she would only have 1 foul, but it's the way it works. And Holst cannot come through on the free throw.
33, Bree Franklin in for...
Franklin in, Hernandez out.
Number 4, Kylie Clausen, and 50, Lindsay Zinke in for Hesston.
Vikings have played 12 players. everybody that's suited up has played, looks like to me. And Holst makes a second of 2 for her 5th point of the night. Round it goes to Clausen, knocked away but not stolen. Good effort by Emmy Riles. Back out top to Dunleavy. They still got all their starters out there on the court. 3 ball missing. Ants inside, kicks it out to Dunleavy, around to Weber. Or excuse me, Kaiser. Kaiser misses. Emmy Riles with the rebound and a steal by Kaiser. But she's fouling the Vikings, and it'll be Smoky Valley ball.
4th personal on Lisa.
That's the 3rd foul on Kaiser. That's what I mean about the Vikings. They get the ball, and then right away, they just flood in there to them. That is Kaiser's 4th foul. I missed one of her fouls.
Yeah, the Hesston really likes to swarm to the ball, which makes it difficult for our handlers.
No question. Bahana with it on the dribble, kicks it off to Bryant, who checked in. Bryant and Riles and Franklin and Shugren and Bahana on the court right now for Smoky Valley. Baseline to Franklin, outside the 3-point arc. Right by the Viking bench, she tries to dribble in and turns it over. Good hustle trying to get back to it, but the Vikings have another turnover. Here's a shot inside by Ants, and she's fouled, and this is a chance for Ants to get her first points of the second half at the 4:47 mark. That foul's going to be on Riles, and that's her 3rd. She got 2 quick ones in the first half. Ants free throw good. She did miss. She was 5 of 6 in the first half. And she makes them both. They've outscored the Vikings 5-1 in this quarter so far. Vikings need to look to get a little more offense going. Bahana with it outside. Has it knocked away, but saves it. Gets it off to Bryant. Bryant 3 ball. Good.
Oh, they're calling that a 2, Donnie. Looks like she had her foot on the line.
Nah.
Looked like a 3 from here, though.
It was a 3 from way up here. Can't believe that they can't take our word for it. A nice pass inside. That's about 6 seconds in the lane by Ants. But nothing called but a foul on the Vikings, and it'll be free throws coming up for Kaylee Jo Ants.
Yeah, the only thing she was missing was a tent. She had set up camp down there, and that's not been the first time that they've been living in that lane.
Free throw good, and I got a text from somebody that said Kaylee Jo is going to go play volleyball at Northern Colorado. Is that what it was? That one's rimming in and out. Rebound, though, by Clausen. Missing, and the Vikings come away with the rebound. End of 3 quarters, Ellsworth 33, Minneapolis 27. Friends 56, Kansas Wesleyan 33. Wow. Friends is putting it on the Coyotes. There's a ball stolen away, but coming for the rebound is Franklin. Bree Franklin gets the loose ball. Riles with it, off to Bahana. Bahana with the drive, out to Riles, and she can't hang on to it. Turnover number 20 for the Vikings.
Number 10, Kara Hesston.
Too much mustard on that pass.
Yeah, a little bit. Just tough to get to it. A final, Hutchinson beats Salina South 37-20. South came up with a good victory the other night at home. They fall to the Blue Dragons. No, the Blue Dragons, that's not their high school team.
No, Salt
Hawks. I knew that wasn't right. Inge with it, missing, gets her own rebound. Blocked out of bounds by the Vikings. Good block by Bryant inside there. Clausen to put it in play, gets it into Dunleavy. Dunleavy on the dribble drive, loses the handle, but Inge right there to pick it up. That's what happens to good teams. They seem to be in the right place at the right time. I'm not sure how they plan that all out, but they have a 50-23 lead here. Vikings, though, are not going down fighting. Franklin with it outside. 3 minutes left to go. Give and go.
Good.
Emmy Riles. She can't finish. Good looking give and go, and Riles had an open look. Used her left hand, but couldn't get it in for the basket. Clausen. It's on number... Somebody's checked in. I didn't get a name on. Number 11 for the Swathers. Here's a shot by Clausen. Missing. Rebound inside. That should be... Oh, come on now. Inge was all over the back of the Vikings. Vogt had checked in, number 11, also coming in, no back in, that's Weber. Bounce pass in, knocked away by Hesston. Kira's in now. Kira and Franklin and Otto and Bryant and Hernandez on the court for Smoky Valley. Out it goes to Vogt. Vogt on the dribble between the circles to Clausen, baseline to Inge. Inside to Dirksen. Clausen with it. Clausen on the dribble drive, baseline, and Otto will pick up the foul. That'll be Jordan's 4th foul.
For the personal line, Jordan Otto. Kylie Clausen will be shooting 2 shots.
So at the free throw line is Kylie Clausen. She has not scored in the game yet. And that put an end to that little drought. She makes them both. 6 out of 8 from the charity stripe are the Swathers in this quarter. I'll have a free throw total for you after the game when we add up all the scoring. 52-23. Vikings trail. Hernandez with it off to Bryant. Bryant outside, guarded by Clausen, over to Franklin. Franklin to Hesston. Hesston to Hernandez. Hernandez with the dribble drive. Shot up. Too strong. Rebound Clausen. 2 minutes remain in the ballgame. Clausen slows it down. Brings it over to Vogt. Vogt back to Clausen right in front of the Swather bench. Vogt near side to Weber. Weber baseline to Dirksen. Inside to Inge. And it's stolen away by the Vikings. Otto, three-pointer, no. Rebound, Inge loses it, but saves by Vogt. And Hesston will have the ball with 1.5 minutes left to go. Leading by the score of 52-23. Weber outside, Clausen. They're going to extend their ball way out now. Vikings trying to trap. Out it goes to Vogt, and knocked away, and Otto cannot save it. Referee got right in the way, but he's right where he should be, out of bounds, so Jordan was out of bounds anyway. But good effort by the Viking defense. They're not letting up any here. Clausen over to Hernandez, loses it, and going to call a tie-up, and on the alternating possession, it'll be Smoky Valley basketball. So the Vikings cause another turnover for the Swathers. Hernandez with it in the front court now, under 1 minute left to go. Looking for Franklin, has her on the baseline, drive, shot, no. Rebound tipped out of bounds by Dirksen. It'll stay with the Vikings. The Vikings are going to fall to 0-4, but they've put some good effort in. Here's Hesston, her shot. Crawled in there, good for Kira Hesston, her first basket of the night. 52-25. Smoky Valley trails. Inge with it. He'll kick it out to Clausen. Around it'll go to Weber. Back to Clausen. They'll try to play a little keep away. Inge will take it now. Kick it out to Weber. Weber inside to Dirksen. Dirksen, good defense, Vikings. How long are they going to let Inge be in the lane? She never got out of the lane, did she?
She may have stepped out for a second, but she was in. Well, but she went back in for more than 3. I know that.
There's Otto. Can't get the 3 to fall. It took an extra bounce on the rim. Bryant was right there to try to get the rebound. And our final score from Hesston. Hesston 54. Smoky Valley 25. Have the scoring totals for you here in a minute.
Carson Byers here with Nick Reiner. We're going to talk a little bit about the basketball season. So Nick, you opened up with a tough loss against Abilene. Come back with 2 strong wins. What was different for you guys?
We really picked it up defensively. The first game, we let them score 85 points, and we've held them 50s and 40s after that, and just executing on defense.
So you got a tough game against Hesston. They always got good teams, a good rivalry between us. What do you guys need to do this game? What are some of the keys to victory?
Don't turn the ball over. Turnovers are really killer. Play some solid defense. I think they have some players that can really light it up, so we need to walk them down and just shoot well.
All right, well, thanks for your time. Good luck. Alright, that wraps it up. Nick beats Cole 5-4 with the buzzer beater. Hello Viking fans, I'm Carson Byers here to give you a quick rundown of upcoming events going on at Smoky Valley. Friday, December 15th, the basketball teams will be back home to face off against the Halstead Dragons. If you are attending, action starts at 4:30 with the boys and girls JV games, but if you can't make it, tune in right here at live.smokyvalley.org to watch both the varsity girls game starting around 6 and the varsity boys game starting around 7:30. This will be the 5th game of the season for the Viking basketball teams. Also going on Friday night, the JV wrestling squad travels to Abilene. The meet will start at 5, and then the next morning, the varsity wrestling team heads to Abilene for a meet starting at 10 a.m. There you have it. That's all the events we've got going on this week in the Valley.
Folks, I think we're going to go ahead and conclude the women's game now, and we're going to switch over to the other broadcast here shortly. So if you'll go back out to live.smokyvalley.org and click on the men's varsity link, we'll be starting that stream up here in just a couple of minutes.